as the rest of the AlphaTauris joins the grid. Look to get through the 5 lights. And we see here of a medium hard, 12 to 8 laps, then we see a medium hard. So from first track we saw a soft medium from Div 2. 5 lights. And away we go as Gareth and Hyper. So we see a Ferrari on the right side there. One of the Renault boys suggested didn't start. He's at the back. He's dropped out to bottom as Williams takes the outside of the track. Off track there is the side by side there. See Renault and side by side is turn 5. Oh, we now see the Alfa Romeo. It's P3 Maxwell picking up 5 second penalty with collision with SLR Charlie for gaining 2 places. It's not going to help him later on as Gareth now hunts down Hypers down for P1 position, but it's under pressure by Cowan for P3 and the rest of the train of Lofty and Dodgy. Going now with a little bit of a spin there, he will drop back. He's at 8.9 of a second outside of the DRS.
Was a crash at the back? There's a fly around Russell and now 4 cars have been collected. It's a traffic jam at the back. Oh, there are wings. Oh, that is carnage. That is awful. Oh no, backing into one another. Oh no. Safety car.
Not white.
Safety car deployed. I'm gonna click that.
That's just not what you wanted on lap 1.
Oh. What, someone spun and then just, I think it was the Ferrari Russell spun and then just 3 cars smashed into him. And then as they were trying to get out, just were reversing and accelerating into one another.
It's just not what you want. I think a lot of people would have picked up damage. Got a couple of penalties there at the back. Russell picked up a 5 second penalty for collision with Neelix under the safety car. So just not what you wanted. Well, again, this is probably benefits Spratley as again he's on the soft compound tyres. He'll look to pit. The fresher tyres, everyone else will probably stay out. Are those who got wing damage from that mess in mid-sector too. So not a great start for the guys like Hypers, Gareth and Cohen, who were the front 3 drivers, because right now he's jumps into the pits. Fresh, probably mediums, to do a 2-stop. But those guys at the front probably wanted to get away, but getting held back by the guys just making mistakes. The AlphaTauri jumping the pits, Dolphin and Baggy. They've also got Jester, Neelix and Russell all with wing damage as we see there in the pit box. Leader. Find him as the light changes a lot. What you see in early safety cars, I think it's probably just changed a lot of strategies. Some of the guys at the back. I think it'll throw it a more of a different race towards the end as we get to probably like between lap 11-15 towards the medium compound tyres and start to box.
Yeah, I would be surprised if some of them at least pit. I mean, Russell was out there on softs. I don't quite know why. I suppose it's something else. Like alternative.
Soft, hard, maybe.
Yeah, I've got no idea. Or, I mean, if the hards won't make it to the end though, so you'd have to pit again. Maybe just put on some fresh mediums or fresh hards, and then just try and play it from there like Neelix has done.
Well, the softs will go to probably like lap 11 after safety. Because it'll be 3 laps into safety car, they'll save tyre wear. They'll probably come out, restart laps 5, 6. Probably will see been 2 laps into safety car now. So probably be lap 4, 5, and restart. Probably 4 at this rate. End of lap 4, start lap 5. How close the grid is now to lap 4 with Mercedes and Helix is now 11 seconds behind the Russell. So yeah, end of lap 4 in this way. But Russell will probably look to box probably again lap 10, lap 9. Jump onto the hards. The hards will go to the ends from there, so as we saw, it was mediums to lap 12. We saw parts the rest of the race. So let's see how he does in terms of pace. And we see wing damage, and we see a collective of cars there as Lofty picks up 5-second penalty into collision with Cohen. Cohen stopped for traffic, and Lofty just drove into the back of him. So that will not help him. In terms of penalty, because he does have to box, so he will get held up in the pits.
It's a good reset for the race actually for some of the people that definitely did not do too well. Jester, I don't really know what happened to him. He just didn't go off the line. He just
he didn't get the best of starts.
No, it just looked as though he either had a really delayed reaction or bogs down massively. He just didn't seem to get away.
Probably had a delayed reaction, or he just had an issue with his pad or wheel, whatever he's using. He'd probably be using a pad. Just didn't get the best reactions, and probably just got held up in cars overtaken. As we saw, like 4 cars drive off around to his right hand side. Position changes. So far, he's down there in P18. He's down 11. So is Dolphin because safety car is in this lap, so pretty much right. Yeah, he's down 13 positions. So best driver so far in terms of game positions is probably Visions from last place. He's up 8. With Grumpy Orange and Steve both up 7 positions, so P10 and 11. Decent so far in the top 10 is, of course, Grumpy and Maxwell. He's up 5. Haas driver Caymans is up 4. So, of course, Hypers, Cohen, Lofty, a couple. As we look to restart the grid here, as Hypers is now backing the grid up, he's slowing everyone down so we can get a decent go in. He's already started to go away. He's pulled away as Gareth struggled to pull away. So massive gap now. He's at 1.3. He's out of DRS. As though Cohen pulled wide. Has he made a mistake, or is he just his teammate through?
Relatively clean towards the back. Doesn't look to be any major incidents at all.
See the battle. P7 as Charlie was battling Cohen side by side though. Tight in this midfield pack. Gap in the top has opened up by a full 1.7. Hyper's got a massive get. Fantastic. The Lofty is now 1.1, 1.2. He's out of the else as well. Dodgy's not that far behind. He's 1.6. That's the movement up front. Lofty's made a mistake there as Dodgy gains the overtakes, but now he's under pressure from Maxwell on the outside as he goes side by side. Maxwell backs off as he enters the chicane section for the bridge. Cohen nearly goes into the back of Maxwell. Battle for P6 as well as Charlie is under pressure from also Cowans and further behind.
There's a bit of an incident towards the back. Like just a bit of organisational difficulties there for it seems to be about 11th downwards to about Sprightly. They all seem to stack up going into the hairpin, and I think there may have been a bit of touching. Doesn't look to be any major damage though, which is quite lucky for a lot of the drivers. They're really fighting hard down here.
Yeah, it's massive trains from P4 downwards. Well, this is a tense battle for P4 as Maxwell again probably getting a better access to the corners. As he makes the overtakes, there's a bit of contact there as Lofty jumps into pits for wing damage. That's not going to help him this early in the race. And he drops down to Charlie.
He's sped into the pit as well.
We're flying into the Charlie gets the better inside line. There's a side by side. Charlie still holds on as he enters turn 5, turn 6. Lap. Slipstream, mad down this section. Train starts to back off, but we've now only got 4 through 9 now, so the rest of the grid Steve-O started to fall back off. I see a little connection there from Grumpy Orange, so you might want to keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah, well, the hypers haven't looked bad at all for me. Just on a side note, he's looked fine to me.
Not too bad. We've got movement there of Dolphin is moving back. Baggy, of course, Sprightly changed positions. This battle between Charlie's now extending, so movement back. Vision starts to close the gaps in the Flying Lemon. Does it look to see any movement? Flying Lemon locking up there. Lofty is retired. Yeah,
he's definitely
was Sprightly crashed out earlier.
Oh, VSC.
Yeah, VSC, that's of course Lofty's Simon, and cold hard tyres aren't that great. I was struggling on the hard tyres for like a good 4 laps through cold tyres. There's no grip on the tyres. Lemon jumps into the pits with fresh tyres.
Yeah, it's absolutely grim on those hard tyres. More so around here than many other tracks. Just because if you get a slight snap of oversteer, it's just going to cost you so much more. Which is what I can assume happened to Lofty. Obviously, I don't know. Could have been completely different. Could have had a cat jump on it, for all I know. But yeah, I would assume with those cold hard tyres, you said. Someone who's glad this isn't a real safety car would be Hypers, because he's already gained over 2 seconds on this next man Gareth and Dodgy, and then there's 10 seconds to Maxwell in P4. 10 seconds. So Hypers effectively has a 14-second lead on P4 man Maxwell already.
Yeah, it's that gap. I think the virtual safety car didn't help Charlie that much. And then Maxwell is dropped off as the top 3 and just literally falling away. So Dodgy's still a 2.4 behind Gareth. Gareth 1.4. Pretty much they're all out of DRS. And because this battles, Hypers has left the session. That's the 3rd time the session. Will you try one more time?
Yeah, I'll give him one more invite.
Yeah, one more time. If he leaves again, then there's not much we can really do. He's left. It's like that twice before.
Hopefully I can get him in before he gets overtaken. Oh, wing damage at the back for a Ferrari or a Mercedes. I could just scout the corner of my hype, so I'm trying to invite Hypers.
Sprightly picks up a 3-second penalty. The gap now for Sprightly as he looks to close down on the Haas driver. As the pit window is now opened for those mediums to the hard compound tyres.
Hypers may make it before Gareth makes a move.
He hasn't got the best exercise times there, guys. Just all the way. Just clearly, he's got a red bar. Just keep an eye on him for a lap or so. I'm on board with Gareth.
Oh, Russell should top.
Has been on the exit. It's easily done there because I've done. A lot of drivers, they get too eager on the throttle. Get close to that wall, he's probably just plowed into the wall. No interval times. Stay on board. Hype's just literally pulling away now. Gareth struggling to keep up. Use it in the ERS. Save it. Gareth has better ERS. 65. And my driver selection.
Great.
So I'm going to have to do RT and LT now. I'm stuck in Gareth. I can close this gap on. Everything got 0.8 now. He's. Any move? Back. Build. Trained for me. Sprightly and Jester, as Jester just jumps in the pits. Just off those hards. Might have picked up damage. Hypers left the session again.
And
fourth
Hype's
time now.
just left again. I think he's disconnected. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think
twice
we
now in the race.
can invite him
It's-
again, to be honest. I mean,
If he can get back in and retire his car, maybe, I don't know. His car's just going to be there. Your call, man. Your call. Don't know what to do about it.
yeah,
Lagged out twice. I think we'll have to call
shit
it.
for the race.
Yeah, don't want to run a guy who's in the lead. That's the only issue. Now Dodgy has now called the gap.
His connection didn't look bad when he was racing. It wasn't jittering around. It just seems. I invited him once more. If he disconnects again, I'm not saying another invite. And then because his connection, he wasn't like lagging around. He was red bar and then just disconnects.
Just right. This is the last chance. If he lags out again.
Yeah, if he lags out again, I'm not inviting him.
This is the final chance. He's joined back.
That is
You
ridiculous.
can't keep joining and lagging back. So the pit window is now open from 9 through 16 for the hards now. So those guys in the top 7 will look to box it. So it's Gareth now who takes the lead for first place. Piper's taking over the car as gets over the straight. And looks to pull away. Still a red pin boss. Fingers crossed he doesn't lag out. I want him to stay in for a good battle. Rules are rules. It's all by streaming.
Yeah, no more invites or hypers.
So far, Grumpy Orange is not that far behind on those. Plus, the mediums will start to wear away now. Hard to come into their own now. Grumpy Orange just closing that gap. Tries to pass. We've also got Train for Steve-O's position in P9, with Vision and Baggy just behind him. Baggy being on slightly fresher tyres. Orange picks up a penalty. He tries to make the dive on the inside, but there's just nothing. Picks up a penalty. I can't see any times for the top. Can you use any interval times for the top four?
No, none of it. They've already gone. Yeah, I've only got from Charlie down, and I've no gap from the leader as well. So.
Great.
Yeah.
If we switch to leader, it drops to the top three. In terms of time, it's just messing about the times. We have time switch. Maxwell's now closed that gap. He's now just dropped from 10 seconds to 7. Close that gap to Gareth. He knows he has pace. He's using all his overtake here. Long straight. Orange, Anderson's under pressure from the Oranges. They look those fresh looks to make the overtake, and he does. As a past driver, struggling to get control of that car.
Yeah, I think Hypers is battling Gareth. He's not willing to let him run away into the sunset, and they've just dropped Dodgy in 2.3 seconds behind now. Absolutely vanished behind, apparently.
Yeah, the same sort of lines about it. Like
Yeah.
his car will be a hazard. Gap. Rocket off. Shows the leaders are starting to degrade now. As the hards coming to their own now. As the orange, the lead guy, and the hard tyres. He's in a good position here. He's not that far off Scott Lane. He's closing the gap. Very slow. There's Steve-O making the overtake there for P9. Now struggling on those tyre wear. Steve drifting around that corner there. Oh, Charlie about to make it on Maxwell. Maxwell struggling for grip. They just dropped 3 seconds from P4. Big movements to the back. Fast driver boxing. I think that's just normal tyre wedge. Charlie gap in time. Breaking the corner, but just Scott Loney on again on the mediums. Battle for P4 and 1. It's very intense. At the moment, it's about, they will be looking to boxing, so who's going to be out of the top 6 first to box? We've got Spinner.
Was an carry round? There's Dolphin. Dolphin spun it. Oh, he's nearly collected. Bloody hell. He very nearly just collected Jester right there. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you want the mini map.
Yeah, Jesus, that's close.
Ooh, very intense battle between Steve and Sprightly. This Vision gets the overtake over Steve. Key position, he runs low wide, there's Sprightly. Now puts him into pressure. Steve doesn't get DRS, but Sprightly does. He's side by side, he's on the outside. He hits the wall and he contacts. Oh, he clips the wall, but Steve does get really. I don't know if he picked up any damage.
Hyper's got past Gareth. Obviously, Gareth has come into the pit. Hammer time now for these top drivers with Gareth pitting on sort of hard tyres. Obviously, can Hypers be able to do the overcut here on the medium tyre? It's hard to say. The hards are pretty grim when they come out the box. However, they do provide the better grip once they're up to temperature. So it is just going to be a case of which driver can maximise their respective tyre compound. And I'm expecting it to be incredibly close between the two of them, maybe even fighting as Hypers comes out of the pits.
Yeah, it just depends how much this gap between both the William drive them. Well, Grumpy Orange, 11 lap old hards, see how much he can close that gap on the old tyres of the mediums, 11 laps in. Probably got about 4 laps left in them before these literally start to about how much pace can they keep up this pace. So 8 seconds ahead. Slowly trying to catch that grid, but Gareth being on fresh hards, he's rolling down on. Pretty good positions, Williams, so far.
And I think we're about to see Hypers into the pits. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't pit. And yeah, he is pitting. So Hypers is going to come into the pits. Which one of them is going to come in first? Gareth or Hypers?
Charlie's just got the pit messages on his bottom right, so he's looking to pit soon. So's got Laney. They'll be looking to box. Charlie's both in the pits. Grumpy Orange will get the overtake. Let's get out ahead of it. Because that's how slow this grid is. How slow the cars are. No, both Williams get ahead. Gareth has benefited from an early pit stop.
Hypers is not going to be a happy man at all. I can't imagine. But for him, it's just going to be about trying to get past Gareth if he wants to win this race. Obviously, Gareth I picked to win the race, so hopefully he can keep Hypers behind. Obviously, we just want to see good racing. Obviously, his teammate Grumpy Orange could hold up Hypers if Williams. Oh, and they have. They let Gareth through.
And he held him up as well. That's go Williams. Yes, lads.
Wow. You and Jam are smiling ear to ear at the moment. My word.
Oh yeah. Baggy picking up a 3-second penalty as Grumpy holds Hypers up as Gareth pulls it away. Oh, 0.8 off Grumpy Orange. Hypers had to back out there, so Grumpy's running a little wide. A little bit of contact there, so Hypers pull away. DRS. So Hypers squeezes him into the wall. That's risky there, Grumpy mate, but decent driving. There's no contact, just a little bit of a squeeze. The gap now for the lead now is 1.3. starting to slow down on those tyres, but as Dodgy closes the gap, he will look to try and get past Grumpy Orange as soon as possible. He's now in the second. He will get DRS as we enter final straight. Again, Visions now will be looking to box soon. He's on those 12 uphill tyres. So Neelix is on 10 following in the box. Visions has now jumped into the pits. Neelix stays out. He'll be looking to box a lap or two. Jump onto the hards. Despite his left decision.
As soon as possible, he didn't appear to be lagging. So.
Dodgy looks for the inside move, but there was no move. He tried the right, he tried the left, but it was just there. Let's go. Back off. Again, he's looking for a move. Grumpy defending. Jesse now back in the pits. Races are races. That's his second time in the pits. Drop down to the last place in the grid. He's lofty tyres. Steve-O on the mediums. That's probably of course he started out hard. I don't think they'll go to the end of the race.
No, I think he might have had to come in for wing damage, I would assume. And then early, and then obviously not have much option when it comes to which tyre he goes on to be honest.
Yeah, the battle laid here between Hypers and Gareth. As he closes that gap now, he's now extended, closed the gap to about a second now. DRS final straight. Doesn't get it. He's just outside it. Again, he's out of the overtake mode. Gareth has 3%. Hypers has 11% now. He's been using up his DRS again. He had no control of his car for most of it. Dodgy at the moment, he's battling for P3 is Grumpy defends in turn 5 out. Get the DRS and the overtake. Squeeze him into turn 6. Turn 7. Nice clean overtake, fantastic. There's not much Grumpy Orange can do there, he's on the tyres. It shows the pace of fresh, old, hard tyres are. Sprite joined back.
I think so. I don't know when. No, he's not got back. I was in that on. He was online, so the internet is okay.
Cohen's jumped into the box for mediums. Got some movement in the back there. Oh, Charlie makes the overtake on the AI car. That's right, the offends has got lane. He had to back out there. Else he would have ended up in the wall. It's trained for P6. Gap to the lead, still over a second, so Gareth in good position to hold off Hypers in terms of the championship. It's that 7 points extra for Gareth. In terms of stays as it is, we will close from 12 to 7 to 5 now in the championship. It stays like this. So he just joins Max Riley.
Good, I'm glad he's back in. Yeah, it's going to have cost him. Oh, he's not back in. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I invited him twice.
I think he joined. Or did leave?
It was disconnected from me. It might be like getting in his. I don't know.
Yeah, he's saying they can have an invite in chat.
I'll send him another one.
Also, now needs Scotty trying to overtake the car. He squeezes him into turn. Neelix jumps into the pits. Jump on the mediums and fresh hards. As Maxwell now charging down, Jay gets into turn 4-5. Turn 6-7. Gets the inside, quality overtake. Jay gets can do nothing to defend that. The inside. Of course, Maxwell running low on fuel on this because you see yellow fuel gauge. Underfueled his car. He'll be looking to save fuel towards the end of the race. Next for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I can't see Piper's challenging Gareth. I know it's early doors, we've still got half this race left, but Gareth is looking supreme out in front at the moment as it stands. And they've already got a massive gap to dodge.
Yeah, I was just like this game is glitching for me.
Yeah,
it's
need to do all the deltas up all over.
Deltas are moving. I can't use the select menu to select drivers manually. So Charlie overtook the lap cars, Chester just pulls up the river. Charlie cut the corner slightly, but probably just picked up a warning. Time's now rejoining. He's now closing the gap. He's back to races there. So he's got no overtake mode. Gareth save him. He's at 33%. So he's good to defend against Hyper's position.
Yeah, I can't see Hyper's getting past, to be honest. Unless he gets a really good run on the second DRS straight. That's the only real overtaking opportunity around this track. So unless he absolutely nails that, I can't see him getting past. Oh, Gareth goes deep, but yeah, Gareth's going to have to make a mistake, I think, because he's looking supreme at the moment. And yeah, now that the Deltas are back on, they have an 8.6 second lead over Dodgy. And then there is a, once Grumpy Orange is pit, there is, what is that, gap to leader. There is a 24 second gap between SLR Charlie and SLR Gareth at the moment. So the next 4 is 24 seconds apart.
As this gap between Gareth and Hypers is really closing down now. As we come around the last couple of corners, we're into the final straight. Of course, Gareth has got the racing point on the flying lemon in front of him. You see a mid-packing there between Jester getting out of the way of cars in that midfield, just before second 3. So the ball's supposed to have a gap over the last car. But Gareth will he get enough to get the DRS, or will he just be outside? Hypers might get him, but he's got no overtake mode. He's drained all chasing. Gareth is not using it, saving it. Will he defend turn 7? He's on the outside. Just closes the gap. He doesn't get enough to close the move.
Oh, there's a safety car. And I don't quite know what for. I think there might have been an incident with one of them. And Jester might have had a bit of an incident, but no one's retired. No one's crashed.
Just keep an eye out for wing damage.
Yeah, I'm just seeing his pit now.
I thought a Red Bull Getter has had a wing damage change.
Maybe? Yeah, I know, yeah. Jester's having a wing change. So maybe he's spun, that's more like his safety car.
Probably, he was trying to avoid traffic as well behind him when he was getting overtaken. He's put on the softs, unless he's going for... I think he's probably just given up on the race and just going for fast laps. Still got 13 laps to do yet. Probably mediums would have been the better choice if he wants to go longer in the race. Anti-boxing.
No, I don't... Is your gap deep pit? I don't know. Got no idea. I wouldn't pit advise them actually because track position is so valuable around here, and the mediums
no, it's just
mediums
will make it though.
Yeah,
they'll do 15 laps. You'll be under the safety car. I think Grumpy's in a good position to pit.
Grumpy has been had gem of a safety car. He really has.
He needs to pit. He is. He's in a good position now. He'll drop a few places, but that 10-second gap on Charlie and Neelix with the 12-second gap on Vision, he'll come out not that far behind. Also, the Dodgy's pitted as well. He'll come up for mediums.
Now that is going to be very impactful. It's going to be interesting to see if he can actually do any damage on those fresh mediums compared to the worn arms.
And Max will box as well for mediums. So will Visions, he'll box in for mediums. What will Neelix do? Neelix has just done a pit, only got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Won't help Visions at all. As Neelix looks to stay out as he looks to get ahead of Maxwell in the terms of vision. He'll jump up to P7. Grumpy dropping down 2 positions from P4. It's a decent position for change from him. Having started from all the way from the bottom half. Again, let's pick up a 3-second penalty there to add towards his penalties. The Flying Lemon putting on the softs as well.
Softs have been crimmed on the end of the race. I think they'll make it without puncturing, but they're going to be awful at the end of the race. They're absolutely awful.
Yeah. It'd be good for like 3-4 laps, and then they'll just be slow.
Yeah, they'll over. Where?
After first lap, they start overheating. It's the worst thing about those softs in this group.
Yeah, it's very similar to Hungary actually. The softs, the great performers, they're quick for up 4 laps and they overheat and just wear. Even though their tyre percentage isn't that bad, they just have no grip at all. Oh, Jess has got a pen on the safety car. He spun round. Yeah, he spun again. He was on spin himself.
He's got no damage, but at this point, spinning round on softs with overheating tyres, it's going to struggle to score one down. Remember in the last game, the softs were the worst in the last game. Slightly improved on this game, but you get a few more extra laps.
Yeah. Can we check Hyper's connection? Yeah,
looks fine. He's Cohen picking up his first penalty of the session after 20 laps. He'll join 14 through 18 with penalties. As the only driver outside the top 10 with the Haas driver. Steve-O in the pits. Down a few positions. Of course, the top 4 drivers didn't take the option of boxing, so how do you think the mediums will do compared to the hard content tyres? Of course, the hards will start to come into effect at this point. So mediums good from where he starts. You're good with tyre wear. Would you expect which would be better in terms of pace?
I think it's going to be close because obviously it's going to rely on Gareth and Hypers can. If they can pull a gap on Charlie. There's a Renault in the wall. What did I just see? Jester's in the wall. It's
Hypers. He's got wing damage. He hit Scott. He's collision with Scott Laney.
Oh no! I think he might have been pushed into the wall by Scott Laney. It looked like he was spun. I'll be honest.
I just jumped on board the visions, and between Sprightly and Maxwell, one of them's got wing damage.
Yeah, something has definitely happened there, but that is absolutely awful. What on earth has happened here?
I think Maxwell and Sprightly have picked up Hypers as a wing, probably.
Oh no, that's awful for Hypers.
That's the worst way to go. And plus, he's left his session as well. His AI car will be going round. Oh, it's more towards the back of the grid, so it should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to send him another invite. I don't think I'll send him a party invite to retire in the pits. I mean, I suppose it's bittersweet that this has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hypers, can you just...
Cheers, buddy. No, we know it's not your... a bit unfortunate, mate.
Yeah, sorry. It's pretty crap all round.
It's in pits, you're just going to wing danger.
Oh no, yeah, it's left bits. No, just disconnecting up.
You're not lagging, you were just disconnecting a lot. It's
Thank you, mate.
different between drivers and streamers, really, so it can depend on the person.
Thank you, yes, very... No, I'm doing that, but Yeah, Mercs, I think I'm going to agree with you. I think it looked like it was a cluster, to be honest. Obviously, ghosting is turned off in Div 3, so it could have been that he disconnected and then maybe the AI just suddenly slowed down or something, which led to the incident that we saw. Obviously, that's only speculation and exactly what's happened, but yeah, wouldn't be
Safety cars
surprised
in
with
the
something
lap.
like that. Oh, yeah, Hypers is resigning himself.
Yeah, safety cars in lap, and we just got behind Gareth. There is a lapped car behind Gareth and Charlie, in between them. So this will make things interesting. Flying Lemon pulls off to the side, let Charlie through. But Gareth might get a clean lead here if he holds the gap.
Yeah, that is going to help quite a lot. Indeed.
I've given up with the interval time, it's broken.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Or it just keeps breaking me. Oh yeah, it's a restart.
See what this does as Gareth gets away now. He pulls away. Flying Lemon sticks behind him. He's on those softs. He wants to make a pass, but you don't have to make a clean move. Again, you're a lap down car. You have to be careful. Charlie gets it. Flying Lemon just pulls off to the track there. Lets the four drivers through. Dodgy puts Charlie under pressure now. Yeah. Charlie uses it. Holds off. He activates it now, so Charlie doesn't use his. Maybe it is Gareth, so Dodgy pushing a little bit. Could be orange, or another way, he's not lagging. Cypress is now retired. Felix is going to be slightly held up by the flying lemon. Look at the slipstream from the straights. Just to pick up another 3-second penalty. Movement.
No, it was pretty subdued, to be honest. Gareth has done well to pull 1.2 seconds, but Dodgy is going to be having a field day, really, given that Hypers is effectively been gotten out of the way, and he's unable him. He's only got past Charlie until he's fighting for the. So, yeah, he's in a very strong position at the moment.
Yeah, Grumpy Orange picked up a pass. Well, I was just on board with Sprightly. Sprightly just late break. Slightly locked up there as he just ran into the back of Neelix. Didn't take him out, but I mean, just a little bit of a nudge. You know, he's there. But you want to be careful on the brakes.
Yeah, 0.5 to get out of that 3/10 Dodgy just has such more. And there's VSC, tired.
Dolphin's gone.
I think Steve-O is going to be coming up to that incident.
We're just on board with him now.
Ooh, Dolphin.
Ouch. Someone must have taken him out.
Like, that seems like an incredibly odd place to bin it on your own, to be honest.
I expect him to be further up if it was on his own, but I think he's just tapped his rear end.
I would expect there may have been a bit of contact involved there, because that is an odd place to have crashed. Obviously, it's not good to speculate. That's the steward's job, is to decide what happened, etc. But no, that is, well, one less car. It's another retirement of the to join nearly four now retirements from this race. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Again, we're mentioning Dodgy, and they're back on the way, and just had to worst. Neelix broke his wing. I'm not sure if you caught that. There's been a bit of a scuffle from Sprightly down. Neelix has definitely got wing damage. Maxwell is looking for a move every which way. Oh, now Maxwell's got wing damage. Oh, it's awful back here. Neelix is now an AI clipping something. Vision is looking for a move.
Maxwell's going for a move on the outside, side by side.
Bollock scenes, both of them.
Neelix locks up.
Contact. Neither of them have end plays. Come on, lads, be sensible. Oh.
Neelix locked up in the corner, he couldn't turn. That's how the contact was made. Maxwell just, I think he's just letting the driver free because he does have wing damage. Let's get his, but he stops on the corner.
Oh,
both
no.
Mercedes and the Alfa Romeo.
Oh, no.
Karen didn't have damage, but he's literally just parked on the corner. There's no one in front of him. I think he just struggled to make the corner. That's. Oh, I learned picking up Elvis. Bit unlucky for Maxwell. They got caught out with wing damage from Corey.
Yeah, it looked like Maxwell was on to make the move on Neelix as well, and I think he went for down the inside of the hairpin, and Neelix just seemed to have taken already set his tighter line as Dodge nearly goes for a move there on Charlie. He's desperate to get past, so fresh medium tyres providing him with every ounce of grip he needs compared to worn hards. 6 laps the difference each. But of course the softer compound mediums working far better for Dodgy now. He has to make this move. He's got 7 laps to get past Charlie, then catch up to and overtake Garrett. They've really got to put pedal to the metal now to get past Charlie as soon as possible.
Yeah, this battle for P9 at the moment. Scott Laney makes the inside of Baggy. Baggy tries to defend. Wheel to wheel action there, contact. Nice and clean as Baggy gets the clean exit. Scott Laney tries to put the pressure back onto Baggy. Baggy will defend P9 for the rest of his life. Come on, Baggy. Battle between Charlie and Dodgy for P2. Right? Dodgy is benefited from Hyper's early retirement, but it's down to Stewart on how his fault recorded. Well, Grumpy Orange is. Williams are on for a decent podium here. Williams gets the. Grumpy Orange makes the egos. Got too much oversteer.
But I think
2 passes.
I was going to say Dodgy might have wing damage. He doesn't appear to have wing damage, but he just looks like he's understeering so much.
Good getting the power to it. I've seen it a few times from the drivers.
Yeah, it's been a bit confident. Oh, he's got so much overspeed on Charlie though. Is he going to send it?
Oh,
Nearly, he thinks about it. He thought about that.
Yeah, he played safe. His Baggy is now battling 9. Scott Laney's backed off. As Baggy's using all of his overtake. It's down to half now. He's just opened it at a second. Well, that the RS range. This intense battle for P2 as Dodgy is not giving up. That's P2's Charlie, who was once it. In Grumpy Orange and
he's crashed. Gareth's crashed.
Oh, Gareth's crashed.
Oh my
He's got wing
word.
damage. Oh no.
Oh, Gareth, mate.
There's own mistakes and the virtual safety car. Full safety car. This may be. Would anyone take the risk with softs at this rate?
I mean, there's so much field. There are quite a few drivers that I don't know why they shouldn't at least risk it.
Well, those outside the top 10 may as well go for it.
Yeah,
Maxwell's already on the. Maxwell's in a decent position to make overtakes.
Yeah, he is.
Sauce.
Especially if other people don't hit. I thought it's just going to be a case of who blinks first. Quite a few people. Oh, someone's put a racing point. Sprightly, I believe. You're wrong. I was pitting. Is it a flying? It's a flying lemon.
Picks up a 5-second speed penalty.
No, Gareth. No, mate.
Gareth has had one of the best races for 25 laps, and he gets ruined by his own mistakes. Oh, mate, gutted for you.
Oh, Gareth.
He was on to make the win as well, and just one mistake in the corner. I don't know, because I wasn't on board with it, I didn't see much happen, so I probably want to get his feedback on that. Probably will do. Fire Lemon picks up a penalty for crossing 9 on the exit of the pit. That's the first I've seen so far. And the open 3-second penalty. 14th.
Oh, Gareth has gone on mediums as well. I didn't even notice. Oh, he should have probably. I think he got to go on softs.
He's not having the best of the races now.
Oh no! It's amazing how quickly it goes from the best of the best to the worst of the worst. What is this?
Yeah, from good to bad. He was just come on the softs. The Alex has just come on the softs. Probably the person to benefit is probably the Haas driver of K-Man. K-Man is whatever you want to
I don't know. I know to be Cosmic Cameron. I don't know how I meant to. But I just call him Cameron. I think. I just
Go with Cameron, it's more easy for me.
yeah, we'll just go with Cameron.
Mispronouncing names as I always do. But again, he doesn't have any penalties. He's going to benefit from a podium position of overtaking Grumpy and Orange. If he sticks with him for the last couple of laps, he will overtake him for the P3 position. Jay Gedders has penalties, so does Cohen, so does Baggy Fan. Scott Laney doesn't have any penalties, so he could benefit from a high position. Just have a look at position changes. Because Grumpy Orange and Visions are up 14-16. Visions having one of the best races he's had. From last to fourth, you will have penalties. Jay Gedders up 13. Baggy up 6. He will drop down probably a position for Scott Laney. Maxwell doesn't have any penalties either, so he served his drive-through penalty.
Yeah, penalties are really going to come into consideration now that they've all bunched up. And also it's important to note that Charlie is really going to have to fight tooth and nail if he wants to hold on to his win. We've seen Czech and Southerners rooting for their Ferrari teammate and Charlie. I know he's got a lot of fight in him, but is he going to be able to hold off against Dodgy, who is on the fresh or softer tyre? So it is going to be a battle. Charlie did seem to do well at holding off Dodgy for the few laps we saw him, but to be fair, DRS wasn't really in play for that many of the laps, and in all fairness it won't be. I think it'll only be in play for lap 30, 31, I believe, anyway. Obviously because 2 laps afterwards, so it might make Charlie feel a bit more confident in his current position. I mean, I definitely don't know who to bet for the win at the moment. For all I know, Cosmic Cameron could come out of nowhere and win the race on penalties alone if the front two were to pick up penalties. So it is still all to play for here at Singapore in Division 3. We've seen multiple race winners crash out in the form of Hypers and Gareth, who were both at different points leading this race, and now, well, Gareth is in P10, all fairness to him, he hasn't crashed out, but he did crash nearly out whilst leading the race, and Hypers, who unfortunately had to retire, but yeah, was not having the best of races, especially on the safety car. Yeah, I don't know. Who do you think's going to win this race? Actually, don't say. We'll jinx it.
No, we jinx it.
Yeah,
but we backed Gareth, but that didn't turn out well.
I was literally as he crashed.
I
was thinking, I was like, oh, I knew I'd back Gareth for the win. I knew, I did the right thing.
That's the last time I backed Gareth before jinxing them. On stream.
Honestly.
But I'm going to leave it to the audience to decide. I'm not going to jinx the I was going to jinx them.
I know, I've completely jinxed Gareth, so.
Quickly, just to read out a bit while we go round for one more lap. Mr. Scara, hi guys, hi. Go on, Baggy Lad from Czech. Not going to say bottle. Gano from Owen. Oh dear from Merckx. Sad phrase from Czech. This is a tough one from Gareth. Come on, Charlie from Southerner. And Baggy Fan pick another 5-second penalty as of collision with someone. And sad face with this up 5 lemons. Oh, yeah. He was lap down in that. It wasn't going to get into the points. But suggestion saying with 3.5 laps to go. Probably start on lap 29 with 3 laps to go. It's down to Charlie or Dodgy. So probably one of the closest battles towards the end of the race. We'll see after a safety car in the last couple of races. I've seen anyway.
Right,
who would you expect would get into that podium spot? Who would you want to see?
I don't want to name names, to be honest. All I'm going to say is I think that the driver deserves it the most will end up on the podium. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to jinx anyone else. But I mean, to be honest, Charlie's been saved. The extra safety car lap that we've got. So I think we're going to have one racing lap with DRS, which means that if Charlie plays a safety car restart right, he really only is going to have to defend for one lap, which if he deploys his battery well, which I'm sure he will do, is going to enable him to hope. Actually, no, I'm just going to stop talking so I jinx him. Yeah, that's
yeah, and we also had Ocean Dan, come on, Geds. Yeah, right. As we look to restart the after the safety car now, as Charlie looks to back the grid up. You normally see Gareth up there, but in his time, and as you see,
no!
he picks up a penalty, and that's only the top two, apart from Scott Laney and P9, without penalties. Dodgy gets a good start here, as it now battles Charlie. Under pressure from Grumpy Owens, we enter turn one. No one's closing gaps too much. The only closest battle is for P4 at the moment. Turn 1, 2, and 3. Turn 4. How much will we get? There won't be any DRS. I don't think we'll get enough before we get to lap 3. So all we're down to pure speed on the driver and long straight. Just slipstream alone. It's a close battle here for one. Charlie defends for dear life for that win. He needs it. He's been waiting patiently in that third and fourth position as the top two drivers of Hype is retiring. Contact and Gareth is little spin. Dodgy will be wanting this as well because he wants those extra points for the championship. Still not over. Grumpy Owen wants to help out his teammate. In the full start.
Dodgy is right on the back. He went to like 1.5 tenths at one point there. Dodgy is desperate to get past, but it's going to be bloody close either way, and these two are going to be fighting tooth and nail the whole way, I'm sure.
Gareth picking up a penalty that will not help. It's another penalty. Battling for P9 at the moment with Maxwell. Of course, he's got no penalties, but Maxwell will give tooth and nail for a position in the race. He's a fighter. At the moment, Dodgy's got a better exit. He jumps on the outside. We've seen. Oh, he slips him onto the inside. That's what a move, but the move's not been stick. Charlie defends him off. Fantastic battling for P1. Grumpy Orange is now battling. Well, he's closed that gap now. 2 tenths and a 4. 5 tenths. Charlie will get. Charlie's pushing slightly, and Grumpy Orange has got near a full bar, nearly half a bar left. The vision's starting to drop off the pace.
This could be decided by how much Grumpy Orange wants to get involved. To be honest, I think if Grumpy Orange starts, only seems to have lost about 8 tenths, obviously. Not the perfect corner fit in there, but if Grumpy Orange can attack Dodgy, then Charlie will be in the clear. But if not, Dodgy is going to have a really good chance come the final lap. Just looking at the batteries, yeah, Charlie's about 10%. So definitely is not at all at the moment. Still all to play for.
Oh yeah, as we enter the lap and a half now, as we enter the final sector before we enter the last lap. It's all good down to the wire. We haven't seen this much racing since this F2 sprint race between Sem and Race Roller.
Vision's got it past. Vision's past Grumpy Orange.
Oh, Grumpy Orange picking up a penalty there. As it drops down to P4. Will help in terms of position gain. Lose positions in terms of probably jump down to P6. So how far back he is behind. And Getters and has penalties as well. So he can probably jump down probably P6. And when we enter the final lap, is Dodgy is not stepping off the gas. It's down to 3 tenths. They're literally running on low, 22 and 11. Down to how much skill they've got left. No DRS. Just about activation point. Oh no, it's got DRS. Last lap.
Oh, Charlie didn't get a great exit. He got a bit squirmy. He's got no DRS to fight with. I think the move is going to be done from Dodgy. I'd expect it to be done. We're going to go around the outside. This is going to be close. Oh, and Charlie's got a pen.
No, Charlie. Picked up another one. That's 2.
Oh no.
I told you I just picked up 2 penalties, one on there and there was another one on me. Or unless it was the same message. But Dodgy's, this is Dodgy's to win now.
Unless he
Been
makes a
waiting
mistake,
patiently.
this is his.
Yeah, just do not pick a penalty up, Charlie. Dodgy. Charlie's picked up 1. Charlie will pick up P2. Even if Dodgy picks up a penalty, it wouldn't really matter. He'll still win it. He's pulled up over a second now, so it's about Scott Lane and Maxwell. Into the last couple of laps, he'll jump on board with the leaders. Dodgy will cross the line. Gareth now gaining P9 over Baggy. Baggy battling out between the leaders. Baggy's just losing the position now. He's outside the points.
Maxwell could get a podium.
Maxwell, yeah, you can think contention for the podium.
Maxwell's going to get P3. That's fine.
As we cross the line,
Prediction.
Dodgy, SLR Dodgy wins the race.
It's going to be really close. I think he might get P4. Come on, Maxwell.
Mate, podium position.
Oh, he's done
Maxwell's at
it!
the podium.
He's done it!
I was going to say, Cameron was like 0.001 behind Vision, but Scott Lenny up to 4th. He was in 10th at one point.
Oh, Rebel. Yeah, Rebel Master. Yeah,
Fantastic
we love
race.
that from Rebel.
Jay Geddes as well, getting the points.
Well in. God, I mean,
Yes.
sad for Charlie. Absolute heartbreak Ferrari right there.
So
Yeah,
for Gareth
fine.
and Charlie. Hypers as well. With
Oh
Visual
yeah,
Racing
it's,
Side,
and
yes.
Jester as well. To be fair, from what wasn't a bad starting position, it's just had an awful race.
Guys, please give your driver a day vote. We'll keep an eye on chat for the votes. But we want to sort the interviews out. Do you want to try and get the 3 boys in? Of course.
Send them
Speak
one.
to
What?
We'll split the roles. We'll share the roles. I'll take 2, you can take 1, or 2 I'll take 2, I'll take 1. Up to you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm assuming you want to talk to your boy Maxwell.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll take I'll do whatever. I'll do first and second, and you take third, or I'll do second and you do first and third. I don't mind.
You can do 2 if you want, mate. Up to you. I'm not bothered.
I don't mind doing 2. That's alright.
Yeah, go for it.
The privilege of doing
Space really
Maxwell, the goat.
Years ago.
That is-
Just include your audio, guys. That's where we'll just start interviews. Is everyone in the chat? So as we see, we've got Dodgy on first, Charlie in second, and Maxwell picking up the podium spot. Scott Laney just missing out by 6/10ths of a second. Vision dropping out from P4 to P5. Originally dropped into the podium spot, but it lost out through 2 boys who picked up no penalties. A safety car late on in the race just missed out. Of Charlie picking up a time penalty on lap 30, or I believe it was lap 31, picking up a penalty, dropping it down to Dodgy. And also Gareth with a little bit of stake early on in the race, and then Hypers with a contact with one of the drivers picking up damage, dropping him and retiring out of the race. Commiserating to the guys, likes of those are retired, likes of Russell, Jester. Congratulations to the guys in the top 10. Jay Geddes wants to look like a decent race, less penalties to the rest, picking up some decent points, and the rest of the guys. We'll just take you on board with our interviews now. So we'll start off with Mr. Goat himself in the McLaren, Maxwell 21. So, how do you think your qualifying went? You picked up P11, as we saw in chat from Sem, says you were going to finish P11, and you set P11. What did you think you were going to get it, or?
It was one of the interesting ones, buddy. Like, we just looked at all the options, and there was no danger I was going to be any higher than 9th or 10th. So I just said to them, I made your lap, I made a lot of mistakes. Just tell me what I need to do, and I'll just try and back off right at the end. So thankfully, we managed to time it to perfection. But it doesn't happen if I don't have like Sam and Steve in my ear, so that was perfect. I was happy with that to get the fresh mediums for the race.
Yeah, you were set on to get the fresh mediums, and it looked like you had an okay start. You weren't that great in terms of gaining positions, but you were sitting there nice and tidy, ready to pounce from a mistake from a driver. How do you think your racing went in terms? We saw like some early retirements, and then just a few mistakes from the leaders, a bit of contact, some early safety cars, a virtual safety car. How do you think you benefited? I saw you pit a few times.
Well, actually, to start with, I absolutely didn't benefit. I actually got hindered. I get kind of like T-boned and lost like half my line. Then half the grid decided to use me as a battering ram, which is how I ended up pitting for the softs and going for the first kind of rapid stint. But I get a bit lucky with that late safety car. There was the gap behind me to go on another pair of fresh softs and then just absolutely floor it. You know, I just get told just to go like your namesake Supermax it, just send it and see what you can make up. It was just the last lap. I was actually just trying to catch up to Cameron, and then I just kept looking. I'm going, here, I'm within this window. I'm within that window. How have we frauded another podium? So that was ideal. Not the cleanest of races, but it is what it is.
Yeah, of course, you didn't pick up any penalties. As a lot of drivers ahead of you did. It was only like Dodgy and Scott Lane and yourself, and probably a few others behind you.
Well, I did
penalties.
pick up one, James. It was actually at the start.
Yeah,
so...
it was a drive-through. You served in the pits.
Because I don't know what happened with Jester off the start, but obviously I'd get by him and the game penalised me, so not much I could do about that. You know, it's Codemasters for you. But apart from that, as soon as I get that first warning, I'm like, right, that's enough. We've got one. Everybody else is picking them up. This is where you need to just avoid corner cuts, etc. But if you told me at the start, mate, I was getting a podium again, I'd be like, shut up. So
pretty much that's what you always do.
I'm absolutely delighted with that, man. Street circuits seem to be my thing. That's 3 street circuits and 3, well, 4 if you count Canada as well. So delighted with that, buddy.
Yeah, I was lucky enough. Of course, you were about 10 seconds off the lead in terms of where you were in penalty because of that late safety car. But you had a little bit of a late battle at the end with, of course, Gareth himself and Baggy. How do you think that little tussle at the end after the safety car exit?
I don't know if anybody saw my move on Gareth, but I kind of went a wee bit mental in the chat. It was one of the ones you're just so proud of. I was like, oh my god. But Sprightly was just one of the ones. It was just trying to find the place to make the move, and he was putting the car in all the right places. So it was just a case of a wee bit of frustration, but if you just keep the head and the gap will appear, then after that it was just floor it, try and catch up to Cameron ahead, and yeah, that's about it.
I think I'm all out of questions. Brilliant race from you, and another podium for Maxwell and McLaren.
Cheers, bud. Congrats to that. Charlie and Dodgy, mate.
All the best to next week. Amanda, do you want to take us away with P2?
Over to our second place man, tantalisingly close to P1, Charlie. I mean, it was a cracking drive, mate. Edge of the seat stuff. I'm gonna be honest. I was rooting for you, you know, on the worn tyres to hold on. Nothing against you, Dodgy. But no, just take me through the race from your point of view, Charlie.
It was just a matter of fact of trying to keep Dodgy behind for so long. When the safety car came out right towards the end of the race, and I saw Dodgy pit, I knew he was going to be rapid on them fresh mediums, but I was just trying to keep him behind for so long. But I got close, but not close enough. Right at the end, when I got the penalty as well, I thought that just hit the nail on the head. But well done to Dodgy as well, putting me under pressure all the time. Just a matter of time until they got me, I guess.
Oh mate, I wouldn't be disheartened. You drove absolutely incredibly. I mean, you like, just on the tyres alone, you did not like deserve to hold up Dodgy anywhere near as long as you did, but you just put the car in all the right places. You didn't buckle under pressure, you didn't crash. We saw race winners such as Gareth make mistakes in the lead of the race, and you didn't. So if I were you, I'd be incredibly proud of yourself, and you drove really, really well, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
And without any further ado, on to Mr. P1, Dodgy. I mean, you were rapid, to be fair. Let's not beat around the bush. You were absolutely flying in qualifying and flying in the race. I'm sure you're very frustrated behind Charlie. As I just said, he was putting the car in all the right places. But when it counted, you managed to get the move done and win the race. Just take us through.
Well, I think that race for me was split into about 3 or 4 different sections. The start obviously was just an average start. I think I maybe gained and lost a couple of places in the first few corners. I think I had to come in together with Dolphin and maybe squeezed him at the wall a little bit. So apologies to Dolphin for that. Obviously, that was my exit of turn 3. I think it is the one after the exit of the pit. So there was nothing untoward there from my side. But obviously, that's up to him to decide what he wants to do with that. But yeah, as the race went on, obviously kept up with Gareth and Hypers. And then the first round of pit stops came round. And obviously we went onto the hard tyres, and then I started losing pace with the front two. I could see the times going down. So, but then I knew the guy in fourth, can't remember who it was dropping a little bit back from me anyway. So I knew if I just stayed in third and just raced my own race, I was getting a podium. I never dreamed at that point I would be winning the race. And then the race changed again, a couple more safety cars, and I think there was a safety car with about 11 laps left when I seen that Gareth and Hypers, who were leading, didn't pit. So I thought, right, I'm going in for medium tyres here because I might have a chance. And luckily, obviously, came out in about 5th or 6th from that pit stop. And then obviously when the safety car came back in, managed to make up a few places. Unfortunately, obviously, Hypers and Gareth, unfortunately for them, they had some issues with a couple of incidents themselves. And then I was left to fight it out with Charlie, and I've got to say, fair play, well done, Charlie. You drove amazingly there those last few laps. I was cursing and swearing in the party because I couldn't get past you. So fair play, you did amazing there. And it was just unfortunate that it was that sort of DRS zone on the last lap where I just had to go for it. I had no penalties and no warnings at that point, so I thought if I go a little bit wide, it's fine. And that's what I did. But fair play to Charlie. I'm obviously over the moon with first. I didn't expect that after the halfway stage of the race. So, yeah, I'll take that.
Oh, mate, you should be really, really chuffed with that performance, mate. I thought you did really well. Actually, I think all of you in this podium party did incredibly well, and every single one of you should leave here with a smile on your face and a bottle of champagne to keep. So, yeah, without any further ado, I'll let you wrap things up, Original.
Just a quick update. In terms of championship points, Dodgy takes the lead of the championship.
Ooh, excellent.
Because Hypers didn't get any points, and you were 13 points behind. You
Yeah.
did lead.
I'm due a bad race.
Don't get any. Of course, Jester didn't finish, and of course, Maxwell will close the gap on Jester now for P4 in the championship. And that's pretty much it in terms of the top 7 in terms of closing the gap. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Of course, Charlie will close the gap now to Colden for P7. Well, yeah, pretty much it. And the championship, in terms of constructors, that's their game, not mine. That's too much math. Well, that's it for another action of Division 3. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow for some elite action. Of course, with Matt on main comms, and I will be joined with myself on the co-comms. And of course, that is it from myself on main and Big Man Rando in co-comms, of course, to my fellow interviews.
Cheers.
Charlie, Dodgy, and Big Man Goated Maxwell. For another week of Div 3 action around Singapore, and we'll be back for the next week around Div 3 of Russia. So, see ya!